I'm Dean Galusha, and welcome to another edition of Shoot N Plink. We're going to start another series on another gun. This time it's going to be a Taurus TX22. Now I know this gun's been around for a while, but it has not been here on Shoot N Plink. So we're going to do our test and evaluation. As you know, I start out with an overview and we go through it. I tear it apart, I do all sorts of stuff with it, and I've already taken it apart to do its initial cleaning and oiling up the slide and whatever, which we're going to talk about in a little bit, but I'm going to show it to you first. Here it is right here. We're going to be looking at what's inside of this box. Of course you get your lock and your manual and all that stuff. Here's the gun itself. Very lightweight. It says it's a little over 17 ounces. Really? I think the thing is, it feels lighter than that. I haven't re-weighed it. I'll have to. That's of course unloaded. It stands about a little over 5 inches, and it's about 7.3 I think inches long. So it's got about a 4.25 inch barrel, something like that. And so you've got a good gun here as far as length goes for shooting, and this is supposed to be an excellent target gun. We're going to be finding it out. It has got some white dot sights, as you can see, front and back. This is also adjustable for windage and elevation, only your rear sight. Now I'll be explaining that too later as to how you do that, because there's 2 screws in that, and as I said, we'll talk about that later. It comes with 2 magazines. Already I have found that when I'm doing it this way and shooting, I cannot push that, so I have to can it to the side in order to get it. That's the only way I can get it. Maybe a person with bigger hands could, but it does have a very good grip. I really like this grip. It's a rough one. It's got good serrations up here for, of course, it's empty, so as you can see, the magazine's not there. There's nothing in the chamber, but it does have good serrations, so you can grab that easy enough. It has a manual safety right there, easy. It's ambidextrous, so you got it over here too, and it just flips up and down just like that. So it's not bad, especially taking it off. Putting it on a little bit harder maybe helps if you can it perhaps to one side. The trigger is a little bit different than most triggers you see. From what I understand, it's actually a rifle style trigger that they have done. It's their own trigger. It's a precision one, performance trigger I should say. The teardown, well, we'll talk about some of the other stuff that's with it first. It comes with a loader. I'll show you that right here. Goes on just like this. Now this is kind of nice because it's just that way. Put one round in, next one, and if you want to, you can use this little lip right here to unload it, where you can get them out. This also has a follower on the magazine, so that you can use that if you want. I got it a little bit oily, but you can see it's got that. But this works real good to use this one if you want to unload them. Perfect. Now that comes with it, but also, like I said, 2 magazines. This little thing right here, I haven't even taken it out of the bag because I doubt if I'll use it here in this state. This right here will convert this barrel to a threaded barrel so that you can put either a suppressor or a compensator on it. This just right here, this converts it, and then you've got the threads on it so that you can thread that on. But like I said, that comes with it. And let's see, what else? Well, it's also got a rail up here. Now let's get into what I was talking about, the cleaning. We're not going to tear this apart right now. Maybe later on at some point, but right now we're just going to talk about it. Right here there's this little bar. I don't know if you can see it or not. It's right under here where my finger's going. Right there. Okay, you pull that down and it comes down like this. You have to actually pull this back, the slide away. Pull that down, release it, and then you pull the trigger and that comes off. Doesn't come off real easy, but it does come off easier than putting it back on. Now a person like me, that, as you can tell, my knuckles, I have got arthritis. And a person with arthritis is going to have more problems with this than a person that doesn't. Putting it back on, it's really weird, because I've done it 3 or 4 times. Every time, same thing. I get it on, you think the slide's great, you go to pull it back into position like that, and what happens is the barrel and the spring both come out the front. So what I got to do is push hard on that barrel. You hear it click and pop in because it has to pop in. There's a little groove on the barrel that this has to pop into because it's got a spring there, and once that does, then it's fine. And you definitely want to do this a few times with it, make sure that everything's holding. That's the one pain in the hind end I found. Another thing that I found in the manufacturing side of things is over here, I don't know if you can see them or not, there's little bitty holes right here where there's pins. Well, the molding of this, because this is a polymer frame here, this is aluminum up here, the polymer evidently was not cleaned off good because there were burrs out here and molding burrs or whatever, and I just took it like that and it came off. No big problem there. Up here though, this is the thing that's got me puzzled on this sight. Now, like I told you, it's got 2 screws here. You can see them right here. The 2 screws. Okay, the back screw is for elevation. The front screw is for windage. Well, here's the weird thing. For some reason, and when we ever shoot this thing, because we're going to shoot it in another video, I'm looking for this gun to shoot to the left. The reason being is if you can see it, take a look at that. That is moved all the way to the left, but it's also cockeyed. It's sitting there on an angle like this. You notice the rear sight's over this way further than the front. Now somehow they've done it. I haven't quite figured out how, but that had to have been done when it was manufactured. So that's something that we're going to look at when we actually shoot this and test it, and when we do, I'm going to give you a little advance as to what we're going to be doing, because that's everything that comes with this. We're going to be shooting several different types, as we always do. We'll shoot the quiet semi-auto. We will not shoot the CCI quiet because I know it will not cycle. We will try the regular standard velocity, which is a 1070. So that will be one that I'm pretty sure it will cycle, especially in this gun, but we're going to find out. Maybe it won't. This might be one of these that's picky and wants 1200 and something over. So what we'll probably be firing there is a Gila Super Extra, which is over 1200. And anyway, that's going to be some of the ammunitions that we're trying. And I really don't know. As I said, with that sight, the way it's adjusted, I'm really anxious to shoot it, to find out, is it going to go to the left or do they have it sighted right on? You know, some companies do, some companies don't. But we're going to be finding out. Anyway, that's the overview of this right now. You know what we're going to be doing, and that's what I wanted to talk about, as to how to do this. And we're going to talk about how to adjust this in the next video, I believe. So that should be a quick one to just tell you how to do it. So until next time, shoot safe and have a great day of plinking.